All right. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Levon Kaysen back again with another interview. And today's special guest is someone that you know. He has his own podcast called the PlayStation Nation, the Council. In fact, he just did a podcast a couple minutes ago. Uh, he does a lot of PlayStation content and stuff like that. And please welcome JayBari. What's up, JayBari?
Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? Yeah, man, it's your boy JayBari. Definitely appreciate, you doing this interview later on, man. Definitely, like to see your interviews, you did with other YouTubers. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, I felt honored that I was asked,
Yeah.
even though I forgot my.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. How did you find YouTube? Like, where did you find it? Like, tell us the story about it. Like, how did you find it? And
Well, yeah, I always knew about YouTube. I had like a different channel where I was just like watching other people. I didn't have no
mm-hmm,
content on there like that. But I
mm-hmm,
started this channel just due to the fact that I'm in a lot of these Facebook groups. Bang Bang, We Game Here, GBG
mm-hmm,
Battlegrounds and all that stuff. I was in a lot of those groups, and a lot of YouTubers also in those groups as well. So a lot of the YouTubers was like more on the Xbox side of things. So I was just looking, I was like, I didn't really see like a PlayStation YouTuber at that time. Just
mm-hmm.
talking about PlayStation or a channel dedicated to PlayStation. So I was like, yo,
You had JTech TV
yo,
at the
but
time.
that's the thing. I didn't know about JTech like that. At that time. Like even
Mm-hmm,
Zobi, I didn't know about Zobi's channel either. Until I
mm-hmm,
started YouTube, I figured out and learned about those channels. But
mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's the main reason why I started, because like I'm a person that, I take on the console wars. I think console wars is fun. In my opinion, I think you can learn a lot from, just talking to other people and seeing their thoughts about, games and why they prefer this platform and stuff like that.
The
So
mindset, if
yeah,
anything.
figuring out the mindset of people like that. So my channel was just purposely on a PlayStation side of things, that's to get people more, insight on PlayStation. Showing people actual gameplay and stuff like that, games that's playing, showing people like, yo, these are the games I'm interested in, what games, always asking questions, trying to, be active and communicate with the community, and just
Mm-hmm.
putting PlayStation in a different light, because a lot of people at the time when I made my channel, a lot of people was just bashing PlayStation, like there's no games, there's blah blah blah. I'm like, huh? There's no games. I'm like, nah, man.
Is this is for the PS4?
Yeah, this is around PS4 time. I made my channel like around 2014 in the summertime.
Oh, okay.
So I play a lot of different type of games. So so there's always tons of games for me to play. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to get people like, yo, are these people playing these type of games, or do they know about these games? So that's why I was like, yo, I want to let people know about what's here on PlayStation and what's coming to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my
Okay.
goal for my channel.
Oh, okay, so cool. Do you feel like that you are achieving that goal, or
In
do you
some
feel
sense,
like you?
I feel like I am achieving it. I won't say like I'm huge or like I'm, somebody. I really feel like I'm very small still. I feel like I'm very unknown in YouTube, but I do feel for the people that do watch me, or do kind of tune in. They you can come to my channel and get some type of insight, some type of
Mhm.
actual news, or some actual actual opinion on a game that you actually played and beat, what I mean, rather than going to people that don't have the experience in these games and they start talking about it, bashing it, you know what I mean? Because
It's
that's to
easier to
me.
talk about. Well, the thing is, it's easier to talk about a game than it is to play it.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing with YouTube. A lot of people, they are
Go to the museum tomorrow, right?
they are they are talking about a lot of games that they're not playing. So I was just like, yo, a lot of people bash a lot of games that like I personally I'm interested in. So I'm just like, yo, man, I'm a I can do it. I can talk about stuff that I am playing, you know. So that was my motivation. And a lot of people, I guess they realize that on my channel. And you know, a lot of people come back, you know, and watch it, I guess.
So how did you get into gaming? Like, how did you get into it with the gaming thing?
I've been gaming since I was very young. I wasn't, born within this country. I came from like Jamaica, right? So when I came up from Jamaica in 1990, you know, we got a NES at that time. We got the Mario bundle with the duck hunt and the gun. So right there, I was already hooked. You know what I mean? And when we had that, I also had like the Tegra gaming systems. If you remember those handheld, the Tegra handhelds, that was one of the first things I was playing. So yeah, from that time to now, you know, I always just had like a passion for games. You know, playing a lot of games and all that stuff. So yeah, that's how I really got into gaming, man. I've been gaming a very long time, man. 32 years old. A lot of people think I'm like real young. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I first started my channel, like,
you're an 80s baby.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, you just started on, PS3." That was an assumption until I tell a lot of people my age. You know, they're like, "Oh, damn, you old."
Oh, okay. What was it like for the first time experiencing the PlayStation 1? What was it like when you first saw it?
Oh, PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
When I first got that, because I got it a little bit after my friends, so it was a lot of word of mouth from my friends. And when I finally got it, we got Crash and a lot of other games that we got, like, you know, the NBA Shootout series. We got that. A lot of games that we played on that bad boy. But I personally love the PlayStation 1 due to the fact that that console, it continued within RPGs, because that's one thing. When I was younger, I was always into those type of games, the RPG, Final Fantasy 6, Chrono Trigger. So when I was seeing those games, you know, coming to PlayStation, a lot of RPGs, I was hooked right there. Like, yo, these are the games I love. You know what I mean? And once Final Fantasy 7 hit, I was glued. You know, I was just like, yo, I'm here. You know what I mean? I love this console, man. So experiencing the PlayStation 1, great system. I had tons of memories playing with that console. I even had the little mini PS1 with the TV connected, where I will carry around in my little book bag, and I'll be playing people like Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Heroes, Superheroes, and Ultimate Battle 22, Dragon Ball Z game. So yeah, man, PlayStation 1 definitely up there as far as one of the best consoles, in my opinion.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Okay. So what do you think of the Sony fan base of today? Like the JTech TVs, PlayStation channels as a whole.
One thing I'll say about
them?
The PlayStation community, right now for me, I feel like we can be like a little divided, because I feel like with a lot of PlayStation gamers, we're very prideful, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of alphas on PlayStation where if somebody disagrees with somebody's opinion, you know, they would take that to like heart. So they wouldn't work with that person or something like that, you know. Like a lot of people in this world, people disagree. That's just normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Not everybody's going to agree on certain things, but, you know, some people might take that to heart. And they're like, nah, this person don't like this certain game or this type of service on PlayStation, so we ain't gonna work with this person. But I do feel like on PlayStation, there are extremists on there, and I do, you know, keep a close eye on a lot of things that go on YouTube, and I see a lot of things that go on where I personally don't agree with PlayStation guys. You know what I mean? Nothing against JTech. I think JTech is cool people as far as he games. You know what I mean? He plays his games. and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things that I don't agree with him personally that he does, just as a PlayStation gamer, or just as a person in general. As far as how he talk to people, or treat subs or some certain things.
He blocks people in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, like I have blocked people on Twitter, but the only reason why I really block somebody is because they going like personal, or they try and steal my pictures and stuff like that. That weirdo stuff. But I would never block somebody due to the fact that you have a difference of opinion than me. You know what I mean? I can only let's talk to that person and see why they have a difference of opinion. With JTech, I feel like sometimes he don't want to see why that person have a difference of opinion. He just wants that person to have his opinion. You know what I mean? And he runs things very different than how I will run things, but he's a grown ass man. I can never tell him how to run stuff. So but nah, I have no real issues. I have no issues with Jason. I've been in party chats. I played, games with him like Fat Princess Adventures. I played with him before. Like I said, there's people in the PlayStation I disagree with, but me personally, I wouldn't deny myself to work with that person or try to do something with somebody. But I feel like it's not the same way when it comes to the other people working with me sometimes, because I do things very different. You know what I mean? When it comes to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like the community sometimes is just we're separated at times. You know what I mean? Like we're not in one unison. We're not synced.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Scorpio? Like, what are your thoughts? Are you buying any of those, or are you just skipping out? Are you pro PlayStation, as everyone says, or?
Nah, a lot of people don't know. I have a Wii U. I had 3 Wii U's, matter of fact, throughout a lifetime. But that's like my nieces and nephews type system now. They take over that. You know what I mean? But the Switch, I was definitely intrigued with the Switch when they dropped that first little trailer, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? This is a Wii U, a better Wii U in my opinion. But there's certain things I'm just like questioning, because I see the same patterns when it came to the Wii U's as far as the games. Like I feel like the Switch, it shouldn't be really a secret as far as what's the specs and what it can do when the console got announced. You know what I mean? With any console, Xbox, PlayStation, when those consoles got announced, you knew what the specs were, you knew what the features was coming, you knew what these consoles could do. With Nintendo, I feel like they dropping a trailer of a console like it's a video game. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they don't want to give up all the secrets. Like, when you see an E3 trailer of a game, and then the devs probably will be very vague as far as the information about the game, because you don't want to spoil the game. And I feel like, I feel like with the Switch, they making it seem like this is a game instead of a console. Like the games, I understand you being so secretive about, but not the console. But there's just certain things about it that have me questioning. But will I buy the console? Yeah, I will buy it. But once I heard about that Zelda delay, I was like, hold on, I'm gonna wait and see a little bit before I buy this thing, because I already know when it launches, I probably might not even get it, because I'm seeing that they only shipping like 1 million or so, and that thing, I don't know who's gonna get that or waiting online for that.
I'm hearing that it might have a sharing feature, like where you can share gameplay and stuff like that.
Yeah, like things like that, I would like to see from it. But I didn't.
No, that's what I'm hearing from rumors, that it might have that type of feature. Because
yeah, that stuff right there is cool, but Nintendo, they need to say, not a rumor. You know what I mean? I feel like that kind of information that should have been already said during or shown within a trailer, and you can have an event as well and talk about the games that's coming. You know what I mean? I just feel like this whole waiting aspect, because look, they're gonna have an event in January, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the 12th.
Yeah, then your consoles was launched in March. Like that's like a month, and that's like 2 months. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, that's not enough time for people to get settled and learn about this console enough to see, okay, here's what the console's about. Okay, now you have an event on the 12th. Here's what the console's about again.
Maybe Nintendo thinks that people are fast learners.
It may be. I think the initial launch is going to be very successful, but if they don't keep the pace as far as the games like they had like Wii U, you're going to see a similar situation. But I think the Switch is going to be cool though. The fact that you can actually really take those games on the go, a lot of people is definitely going to see a lot of advantages with that. As far as the Scorpio, I don't really care about the Scorpio, but I will get another Xbox One S because I know that console will be like really cheap. You know, I play a lot on PlayStation, but I do like play on the other consoles. Like I had 3 Xbox Ones. I had an Xbox One close to launch. I had the Xbox One Elite bundle, and I had the Xbox One S. I just recently sold the Xbox One S because I just felt like 2016 for Xbox was just like, yo, bro, it's bad. Like it's literally one exclusive I played on Xbox, and that was Quantum Break. Everything else, I was just like, about. You know what I mean? But I will get an Xbox again if if Scalebound is coming and all those other games come. I will get another one, but I don't mind playing on other platforms. Just PlayStation, PlayStation keep me busy. They drop the games that I like. Nintendo too. Nintendo, I like Nintendo too, but I don't really promote Nintendo. You know what I mean? There's enough Nintendo channels out there. You know what I mean? I know a lot about Nintendo, but that's not like my forte. So I just keep I keep in my lane. You know what I mean? PlayStation.
So, do you have the PS4 Pro or no?
I have a Pro.
So how is it? Do you recommend it or?
Yeah, I definitely recommend the Pro.
What's your experience about the Pro? Like, what is it like having it compared to the original? Like, is there a leap or is it?
Oh yeah, there's in my opinion, there's definitely a leap with the Pro due to the fact that with the launch PS4 I had was very loud. This console, I had this console on since when I got home, like around 6ish. It's 9 something now. It's super quiet. There's a game running in the background and it's super quiet. You know what I mean? Also, the games just look much better. Just from a visual standpoint. A lot of people like to use the whole digital foundry thing of, the games are running bad on the Pro, but a lot of people is taking things out of context that they're comparing a game that's like 900p to 1080p, 30 frames per second to a game now that's running, 1400p to 4K. That's a big difference in 30 frames per second, but me personally, I don't see no 1 to 2 frame drops. I don't see that. When I'm playing the game, I'm playing the game. Like if it's dropping like a lot, I'm gonna definitely notice that. But those 1 to 2 frame drops, I don't notice that stuff. So visually, the console looks amazing. Like if you have a 4K TV and HDR, like you're gonna really see the benefits of the Pro. Is looking real good. But for those people as well that only have the 1080p, you're still going to see the benefits of that console. Because a lot of the games is being rendered at a higher frame and a higher resolution and textures, and it downsamples those games into 1080p, so it looks like super crisp. You know what I mean? So, and also if you have PlayStation VR, I got VR, so the VR games look much better. It looks much cleaner, and stuff like that. But it's not only on a game standpoint that this console benefits, it's also the features where if you do live stream a lot, you can live stream now in 1080p and 60 frames per second. So your live streams look real good. Like say you're playing Street Fighter, you actually see Street Fighter how you will see Street Fighter in your TV. It looks real good.
Yeah.
If you upload a lot of gameplay to your channel, as far as YouTube, you can upload 1080p 1080p videos to YouTube and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of cool little features that it has where all the older features at PlayStation, it just bumps that up. You know what I mean? So I like it a lot. I definitely think it's worth it, especially if you're tied into like the PlayStation ecosystem, like as far as VR games and all that good stuff. You're definitely benefiting.
Hmm. Mm. Mm. What are your top 10 games of 2016? Like you played as of this year? Like, what are your top 10?
Oh yeah, all right, I got you on that. Actually, recently just did a list too on that. Top 10 games. Um, First is World of Final Fantasy. Then second, I would say I Am Setsuna. Third, Uncharted 4. Fourth is Ratchet and Clank. Fifth game will be Street Fighter 5. Then I have a VR game, Riggs, Mechanical Combat League. Then I'll say Final Fantasy 15. Stories, Path of Destinies. This game called Night of Azure. Titanfall 2. I can go on. Odin Spear, Overwatch, great game. And this other fighter, I know this is like 12, but this other fighter called Nitro Plus Blasters. I love that game to death. But yeah, I played and beat a lot of games. I can keep going, man. But top 10, I'll say is those games right there. Or top 12. I just
What games are you excited for 2017? Like
2017, right from the rip in January, Kingdom Hearts 2.8. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts like fanboy. So I'm really excited for that. Yakuza 0, Tales of Mysteria, Gravity Rush 2. Then in February, Horizon. I am interested in For Honor because I played that game last year at PlayStation Experience, but I'm thinking about it like I don't have the time to play that, with all the other games that I'm playing. Definitely excited to play the remaster for the Kingdom Hearts because I have those games on PS3, but I didn't really like play them on PS3 because I kind of knew that there was a PS4 version coming. So I just waited out, even though I had those games. So I'm definitely excited to dive back into Kingdom Hearts once again. Persona 5 for sure. Gran Turismo. Days Gone. And Spider-Man. Definitely excited for those games as well, man. There's tons of games I can just list off that I'm excited for. I can just look at my pre-order and tell you. I got a lot of them pre-ordered. I know a lot of people hate that pre-order stuff, but
what about the new Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, for sure, Spider-Man for sure. That's my favorite superhero.
It looks good. Like it looks better than the other ones.
Yeah, it looks good. Hopefully, it's good. But I trust Insomniac. I think they have the creative cleverness to create a good Spider-Man game, open world Spider-Man game.
So, what are your thoughts on the PS Vita and its demise in the gaming industry, like its decline? Like, what do you think the reasons how it failed and stuff like that? And plus, what was your experience like with the PlayStation Vita?
Oh yeah, the Vita, man. The Vita definitely had a lot of issues just coming into it. From the PSP days, they use like the standard mini SD cards, but a lot of people was like hacking a lot of PSP games. So even though the PSP was very successful, there was still like a decline in like software sales. So the Vita, they try to rectify that with the whole proprietary memory card that costs like $100 for a 64 gig, which is crazy. And that kind of bit them in the ass. You know what I mean? That right there bit them hard, having that type of proprietary, memory card was painful. Also, the games that was coming out for Vita, you did have your highlights like the Uncharted, you did have the Killzone, those AAA experiences that they were, marketing with. It wasn't enough for people to continue to buy the console because the Vita is definitely like it has a very niche type audience for the Vita, because there are a lot of those JRPGs that some people might not even bat an eye to, but a lot of people that have a Vita, they will buy those games. You know what I'm saying? Like the criminal girls and all that stuff. And people are like, what? The
They're
fuck?
live extreme.
Yeah, so the game aspect, I like it personally, but I know for like the grand scheme of things, the majority, they're looking at that like, we're not into that stuff. Overall, I think the Vita is a good console. As far as a handheld, it got a lot of good features, but games wise, it just didn't have a majority like appeal to it. Where a lot of people's like, I'm going to get a Vita for this game. You know what I mean? There's not that game to get a Vita for in a lot of people's eyes. And the fact that you have to pay so much money for a memory card, it's kind of ridiculous. I think that memory card definitely killed them, because that a 64 gig is like triple the price of a game. You know what I mean? And that's like, what the hell are you doing, Sony, with that? And the price is still not low, and that stuff. So I think that really killed off the Vita. But I personally do like the Vita. I think the Vita is a good console. I just feel like a lot of gamers wouldn't give it a chance because of the things you need, the price, matter of fact, you need to pay to get into that console. You got to pay the console. It's probably like $200 now. Then you got to get a memory card. Then you got to get some games. You're spending like good $400 right there for a handheld.
That's about PS4 price.
Exactly. So, people's looking at that like, or I can just go to the 3DS. It's cheaper. And they got a whole bunch of games that they're interested in. They got their main franchise games like Nintendo. Like, you're going to see a Zelda on there. You're going to see a Mario on there. Where with a Vita, you only got one Uncharted. You only got one Killzone. The games that was Sony games didn't really have a good stance on the Vita. So I can see why that it didn't do so well. Like PSP numbers, but you live and you learn. Hopefully they learn. If they going back into the handheld business, they will learn from that and try to get people back or compete with Nintendo in the handheld.
With the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, because the Vita, like I said, the Vita is cool, man. The remote play stuff, like I feel like the Switch is not really doing anything new. The Switch is just like more convenient. Where like you can do the same things you do on the Switch with the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. It's just you just need those two devices. With the Switch, it's just one device.
You just need one device.
Yeah, it's more convenient. But the actual concept is nothing new. It's just a more convenient, console. But the Vita is cool, man. Like I remember I used to remote play a lot with it, like when the PS4 first came out. And I used to remote play at work with Destiny and Infamous. So I was always playing.
Now you can do that on your phone.
Yeah, now you can do that with the phone or your tablets, because you can remote play and all that stuff with that. So, but yeah, man, like the phone business is definitely the mobile market is definitely a rough one. What I mean? If it's not Nintendo, if it's not iPhone, it's not Android, you're definitely in a hard position. I think Sony lost a lot of leeway with the Vita in the mobile market.
Kind of like Nintendo, like they are dominating in the handheld market, but on the console market.
Yeah,
and there's reasons for that.
Yeah, like if Nintendo learned their ways in a console market, like they can definitely get back that.
I think they're slowly learning their ways. Slowly.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see with the Switch. We'll definitely see with the Switch. Hopefully all the rumors that everybody loves to report and all that with the Switch is true, man. But I like rumors. Rumors can make you feel good. As far as if you like that preference, platform. But at the end of the day, it's not official. It's not official stuff until Nintendo announces.
Yeah. So when did you start preferring PlayStation over everyone else? Like,
Oh,
when was that? Huh?
since PS1. Since PS1 came, I felt like that changed the game for me. Cause I was Nintendo and I was Sega. Matter of fact, I was more Sega on the Nintendo, even though I had like a NES and a Super Nintendo. I love my Genesis, yo. Loved it to death.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when PS1 came, that changed the game for me because, like I said, a lot of the games that I was playing on, like, Super Nintendo, that was going over to PlayStation. Like, PlayStation had a Chrono Trigger, and PlayStation
Yeah.
had a Chrono Cross. PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation had those Final Fantasy games come over, because they was redoing them. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm set. And then when they did the whole DualShock controller, that changed the game for me, man. Because I remember the demo disc with Ape Escape. Man,
Yeah. Remember PlayStation Jetpack?
that was we talking
The
about.
demo
Yeah,
disc.
yeah. I still have some of my demo discs to this day. I still have that junk. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I still have that junk where I had like Gex on there. You remember Gex, the little lizard?
Yeah, I remember Gex, the 2D lizard thing, or
Yeah, little spy lizard or whatever it is.
yeah.
But yeah, PlayStation, I definitely love PlayStation. And PlayStation had like my favorite fighter of all time. It had one of my favorite little arcade racers. People laugh at me when I say this game too, but it's crazy. It was a Disney game. It's a Disney arcade racer. Let me find it real quick. It's like Walt Disney Tour or something like that.
I wish, what I wish about the PS4? I wish that I can play PS1 games.
Yeah, that's something that they did promise too.
Uh,
So hopefully they get that, because they did say they was going to bring back like PS1, because with the whole PS2 redone games,
yeah.
it's just the whole trophy aspect. That's why I think it's taking long. But yeah, Walt Disney World Magical Racing Tour. Love that game. Love that game. Here's my demo just right. Spyro, Year of the Dragon, Crash Bash, Ultimate Fighting Champion, you know what I mean? Incredible Crisis, Cool Border, there's a whole bunch of stuff on PlayStation. And that right there, that's won me over, where I felt like they offering a lot of games that keep me busy, and they offering a lot of games that I like personally. You know what I mean? And I wish some of those games would come back. Like, they trying with Crash, and that's a good sign. You know what I mean? So hopefully a lot of people would, buy that, because it's like $40. And we could probably see a new Crash come back or something.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. So, what was it like being at the PlayStation experience? Like, what was it like?
Yeah, that right there was a game changer for me, as far as my YouTube channel, as far as what I wanted to do with just delivering gaming content. Because just being in that atmosphere with a whole bunch of gamers, and devs just walking around, me talking to Sean Layden, Adam Boyes, that's these big time developers, the people that was who's creating, is it Ubisoft, creating For Honor, talking to those guys. You know what I mean? It just opened my talking to Capcom. It opened my eyes as far as like, okay, yeah, YouTube and console wars is fun. You know what I mean? Back and forth and all that stuff. That stuff is fun, but I also want to do something bigger as far as this, gaming media. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to be no IGN or nothing, but people that, definitely subscribe to my channel, I would love just to provide them, information on my opinions, in a different like format, not just YouTube, but you can also go to a website where you can get PlayStation news. You know what I mean? So going into that conference, it definitely opened my eyes as far as it's like there's more to offer in the gaming community than just a YouTube channel. So devs asking for a business card for me, and I'm like, business card? I don't have a business card per se for like gaming stuff. I don't have a web. There's actually, you got a website? That's the question right there. It was like, you got a website? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, damn. This stuff got to get creative. We got to do some stuff here. And yeah, that definitely changed my eyes as far as, gaming content, interacting with gamers, going to that conference. Definitely a conference that if you like PlayStation, just try your best to get to one of them, because I think they're going to do it every year. And you're going to see, man, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
People that you wouldn't even expect, like Shuhei Yoshida, just walking around. It's like, hey, Shu. It's crazy.
How much do you think? So when the PS4 came out, or when it was announced at February 2013, how much were you expecting it to sell? Like a couple million?
I felt like the PS4 was gonna sell a lot. I don't know if you're in Bang Bang or any of those groups. Like I was definitely predicting, like, within that 2013, how much it's gonna sell. I was like 4 million. I think it was like short of that. It was like 3.5 or something like that. But I definitely felt like PS4 was gonna sell well, because if you look at it, the PS3 wasn't the greatest received PlayStation console. It had a lot of issues from launch. It had a lot of issues to this day as far as just network wise and, download speeds and all that stuff, the store and all that stuff. The UIs, it still have issues today. And I felt like, well, PS4 and the things that it was saying, you can't get lower than the PS3. You know what I mean? The PS3 is like PlayStation's low. And even with that being said, it still sold well. It still caught up to the competition as far as Xbox. Well, Nintendo, Nintendo already surpassed both of them. That was like 100 million. But Xbox, with the year lead and all the games and all the third-party market deals and all that stuff, PlayStation, this little expensive console that people was bashing and hated, and network sucked and it got hacked and all that good stuff, it still caught up to that competition. So I'm thinking like, yo, if PlayStation could do that with a PS3, and if they learning from all their mistakes with PS4, oh hell yeah, this console is going to sell a lot. And the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? You can only rise up from the PS3, because the PS3, like I said,
do you think that Sony's getting a little bit arrogant right now?
I don't necessarily think they're getting arrogant. I just feel that,
or lazy.
No, I don't think they're lazy at all either. As far as when it comes to like network stuff, I think PlayStation is always improving. Like a lot of people will say they're getting arrogant or they're getting lazy, but if you really compare it, PS3, beginning of PS4, the network has been improving drastically. There's a lot of features that people might not even notice or don't even take advantage of that the PS4 does or PSN does. That is really cool. Share play. What I mean? There's a lot of stuff that is going on within the PlayStation, network. The tournament feature. I don't know if anybody using that. You can easily sign up for a tournament on there. The stuff like that. So I don't feel like they're getting lazy. I feel like they're answering stuff. It's just I feel like with the structure that PSN was, formed with a PS3, they're still hurting from that, and they're trying to change it so it's much slower coming out as far as things that people want, like name changes and all that stuff. So that stuff is taking time, because I think they're like restructuring PSN in general. But one thing I'll say that I feel like PlayStation do need to do better with when it comes to like PSN or PlayStation Plus is the PlayStation Plus. I think they have enough games in their catalog now, as far as from a first party standpoint, where they can offer it. You know what I mean? Like I look at the games in January. I personally, I'm like, I don't like those games. Personally, I played Day of the Tentacle, the remastered at PlayStation Experience. I'm like, cool game. It looks good, but what I mean, that's like an type of game. The other game I never played. I don't know about the other game, but I feel like they could be a little bit more consistent with the game offerings. And with that kind of stuff, it is kind of hard to please everybody because not everybody is thinking the same way. Because even when I said my opinions on I don't think PlayStation Plus is for January is good, people was hitting me up was like, I think it's good. I'm interested in those games. So, it's always a mixed bag. We're trying to please people with offering free shit. You know what I mean? But I feel like in my personal opinion, they could get better with PlayStation Plus. PSN, PS4, I don't think they're lazy at all. I don't think they're stagnant. I think they actually been, making great strides when it comes to their network and their features with PS4.
Okay. So what I notice in this community, like, I guess it's a Nintendo thing. Like, oh, you consider kitty when you're playing a Nintendo system, but I'm a real man. I'm a real gamer. I'm a real gamer.
Fact.
I'm a real boy. I'm a real gamer. Ha! all that stuff. Basically what I'm trying to say is, if you get an Xbox or PlayStation, I guess it improves your manhood. It enhances your manhood and all that. If you play Nintendo, you're like a mentally challenged kid. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Like I've been saying this for the longest since I started my channel. That I feel like people are not playing, especially in this community, like YouTube and all that stuff. People are not playing games for their personal enjoyment. They're playing games to try to fit in with other people or other cliques.
Yeah, it's like high school. It's like you got the nerds, you got the jocks, you got the golf people, you got the band geeks and the math squad and all of them. Folks.
Somebody could have, grew up loving those Nintendo games. Loving Mario, loving Zelda, you know what I mean? And they probably still love them to this day, but they can't express that because they at a certain age and the people that they're hanging out with think those games are for weirdos, so they can't express their feelings as far as games that they really like. You know what I mean? But like me personally, I can't really get two shits of what people.
A good game is a good game regardless.
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
you know how much hell people say that JayBari has no credibility or nothing like that because I said that I personally love Knack. You know how much hell I got for that stuff. I could care less what somebody think, especially somebody that's not even playing the game. You know what I mean? Like somebody
was a good game.
Somebody not playing the game, and you telling me that the game sucks, and I'm playing it, and I'm like, nah, it don't suck. You know what I mean? I can personally care less what somebody really thinks as far as what's a great game. Not say that I care less. I do, listen to people's opinions, but I'm just saying like somebody's opinion doesn't affect the way how I play my games, or the type of games I like to play. You know what I mean? It doesn't, because at the end of the day, I'm not playing a video game for that person or for a set group of people. I'm playing a video game for myself. You know what I mean? I can't please you playing a game. I can please myself. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. I think gaming is a very selfish hobby for me personally. And I play what I like. I'm not saying that you can't play a game because, like, say your friends is getting it. That's cool. You're being social, you're being interactive. That's cool and all and fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, you got to please yourself. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get the games that I enjoy, or I'm going to try the games out that I'm interested in.
Yeah. So
the moral of the story: if people don't like the games that you don't like, fuck them.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. What have you learned being in YouTube for the past couple of years? Like, what things have you noticed? What things have you learned from YouTube?
I learned that a lot of people tell a lot of lies in YouTube. There's a certain amount of lies that people tell in YouTube as far as, I don't watch your shit. That is one of the biggest lies in YouTube. You know what I mean? Where somebody would say, oh, I didn't see the video. Somebody sent it to me. Nah, you seen the video. You watched it. And also that a lot of people that say it's only about video games. It's only video games. It's only your opinions. You shouldn't be triggered by somebody's opinions. It's video games. It's not personal. I think that's a big lie on YouTube too. That's a big misconception.
It's personal.
Yeah, a lot of things that's being created on YouTube as far as like drama and beef
is through emotions.
It's through emotion. Yeah, it's through emotion of somebody having a difference of opinion for video games. But those are the same people that would tell you it's just video games. You know what I mean? But it's funny to see that sometimes. But it keeps me entertained. Also, the biggest thing I could tell people in YouTube from what I learned is keep your click or your set, keep your circle small. Because not everybody has the same intentions. Not everybody have like the same mindset or whatever. I'm not saying you gotta be closed-minded, but a lot of people go into YouTube just trusting everybody, like hey, and they end up getting hurt at the end of the day, or I thought this person was this and it wasn't, and it creates drama and drama. But if you just keep your circle small and your crew tight, you won't go through a lot of the drama that a lot of people go through on YouTube.
All right, chat. Put your questions down below. If you have any questions for JayBari.
Yeah, man.
Put your questions down below in the chat. Put your questions down below.
Let me pull it up. If anybody got any questions.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite questions like, hey, JayBari, do you have a lisp? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, I got a lisp, bro. I got a lisp.
So have you played Super Mario Run? Did you see them sales?
Oh yeah, I played Super Mario Run. I'm almost complete. I'm almost finished with it. I enjoy it. I was personally one of those guys that was like, yo, $10 for this joint. But yo, the quality of the game is really good. You know what I mean? I still think $10 is a little expensive, but overall the quality factor of what it's offering, it's very good, man. I like it a lot. It's fun that they can turn a Mario game into a run. It's Mario, but it's a more simplistic, prompts, button presses, or whatever. And it's cool, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the $10. But my thing is, would you rather pay full $10 for the full game, or would you rather do microtransactions and get it for free? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think they still hit you with both, because they do offer you the game free where you can play, certain the first level.
The first 3 levels.
Yeah, and then they hit you with that little prompt saying like, "Yo, you want to pay the rest $10?" But I think paying the rest, you do get a lot more content, because it's not just playing those levels. You got the little rallies that you can do, which is fun, and you can also like create little stuff, like a little buildings. I forgot to create stuff, but you can add like little buildings and stuff like that.
And what do you think of the sales? Like,
I saw an article saying that the sales have fell off. A lot of people's not paying for the $10 because the downloads was super high. A lot of people was downloading it, but when it got to that $10 mark, a lot of people wasn't buying it. But I still got to see. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that article, because when you look at the Apple Store, and you look at the top grossing apps or the games, Super Mario Run is up there. So I don't know where that article is getting this data from, but according to Apple, I think it's like number 2 or 3 for grossing. So
it's like in one of the featured apps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Apple was saying a different thing from what that article was saying. I don't know if you read that article where it's saying that the sales or the purchase rate is down for Super Mario. A lot of people's not buying the $10.
A question from Michi Battle.
Oh, Michi.
JayBari, when you getting back on Final Fantasy 15, I guess?
Oh, no, he meant 14. When am I getting back on Final Fantasy 14? I gotta look into my schedule and see, because there's a lot of games I'm playing. And Final Fantasy 14 it's a great game. But that game does take a lot, and I mean a lot of your time. And there's times where I want to play the other games that's coming out. And with Final Fantasy 14, you got to pay like a monthly service, or you got to pay like the 6 months or something like that. And it is an investment to play that game. But I do think the game is great. I honestly don't know when I'm going to get back into it. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I don't know, Michi. I'm sorry, Michi. I don't know when. But nah, I know Michi loves that game, man. Michi play that game like all the time. So, and I was playing it a little bit. But a lot of games was coming out, and I was like, yo, man, I gotta play these games, bro. I gotta play these games.
So, what are some of your favorite YouTubers in the gaming community that you admire?
Favorite YouTubers. I do like BG. I know a lot of people like, oh, BG's boring, but I think BG is very like comical when he live stream. Like when he shows gameplay, he's funny as hell. And I do like the Weapon Wheel podcast. I do watch Zaire. I like Zaire. I think Zaire is funny, even though we argue all the time and all that stuff. I like to prove him wrong. I do watch him time to time. Who else would I watch? The council, of course, the council members. I watch those guys all the time. Mr. Official, Michi right there. Michi goes on tons of rants. If you didn't know, Michi's the rant king over here. My man Persona, Vic is uploading gameplay now. Who I like to? Chase Money. Chase Money, he's very entertaining when he does his gameplays, his let's plays. Very entertaining. I like Maximilian. Maximilian dude is a fighting game.
I like him.
As far as people that we know or hear, I like Bear Hugger. Bear Hugger is like, I think he's one of like the most consistent dudes on YouTube. He uploads a lot of live streams and his shows, and sometimes that stuff get me through work. I don't agree with a lot of things that he said, but I find it very entertaining listening to it. He knows his stuff as far as when it comes to gaming. My man Frozen Magma, very consistent YouTuber. I like Zobi channel, even though he don't upload no more. But I always laugh when I listen to Zobi because he comes from like a different mindset of people. People that's very like abstract and very unorthodox. I tend to listen to those people a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's a lot of people I can just list off as far as like YouTubers that I consistently listen to. I listen to a lot of people. Don't get twisted. I listen to a lot of people. Like a lot of people wouldn't even know I watch their stuff, but I watch their stuff. You know what I mean? I like to stay, in the loop when it comes to YouTube and what's going on. Oh, Resurrection. Resurrection is a good one too. Resurrection is a great channel. He does the drama stuff. I think he does the drama stuff in like a good. It's funny, but some of the stuff I like to watch him do is the gameplay. I like to see his live streams and stuff like that. So yeah, Resurrection is a good channel as well. But yeah, I can go on, man. As far as channels, man, there's a lot of people I watch on YouTube.
I still like Battlefront. Res is great.
You said Red's great.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, I mean he's a good channel. He's very entertaining. He edits well. Like stuff like that I don't do on my channel. So like if people's doing stuff like I don't personally do, and they doing it like, you know, on a level that's like that's super good. Hell yeah, I give that person the praise. I'm like, yo, that's a good channel right there, man. I like that channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't agree with everything Rez does. You know what I mean? But overall, his channel is very entertaining. Not just off of the drama aspect, but he can put a gameplay video up or a live stream, and you know it will be entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm. What else? Any more questions, chat? Any more questions? Any more questions?
Mo,
Are you ready for the new year?
oh yeah, I'm
Ready for that Scorpio? The Switch is coming out, new gaming devices, new technology. I'm ready.
2017. I'm converting to Xbox fanboy. The Scorpio has won me over, and it's a wrap, and that's the motherfucking facts.
So you've been talking to Iron Wolf lately on the PlayStation, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on the situation with all him converting to PS4 instead of Xbox One?
I just feel like he's interested in a certain amount of games that's coming, and he just want to play them. So he has to get a PS4 to play them. He don't necessarily have to get a PS4 to play some of the games, but if you know he play on console, you know, you go to that side. I just feel like with the Xbox, I think he has the similar, you know, mindset with me when it came to 2016 that, you know, it was dry. You know what I mean? Yeah, you offer one of your heavy hitters. I'm not interested in Gears like that, but he's a Gears head. And even with that game being released, he would still say it's dry because as far as Xbox offering something new, Xbox offering something as far as a risk, not just a, you know, a third person shooter or, you know, a racer, you know, something, you know, like a game like Last Guardian, right? Xbox would never have a game like that as an exclusive. They would never take that risk like that, you know. And I feel like a lot of people is realizing like certain things that Microsoft do is just like, okay, if it doesn't fit the majority, they're not going to do it. You know, where you have like this quote unquote broke company, like with PlayStation, you know, you're quote unquote broke, but here you have a game that's in development for 8 years or 9 years, you know, and it's still coming out, and it doesn't fit the main majority of, you know, gamers. It's like a very niche kind of aspect, you know, very niche.
What about Scalebound? What about Scalebound? That's from
I don't think Scalebound is like something that is like a risk. I think it's just a, you know, is an action JRPG. Like more people are inclined to play an action JRPG than a, you know, you know, a turn-based one. But me personally, I'm very interested in Scalebound. I like Platinum games. I like their combat. I think the combat is pretty good. Not every game is great for me with Platinum, but majority of the games I play, I enjoyed them. You know, so Scalebound,
Wonderful 1-on-1.
Yeah, I played Wonderful 1-on-1. I thought that game, it was a good game. Like, you know, on paper, as far as the things they wanted to do within the game, was really good in concept. But some of the executions in the game where you had to like draw certain things, it was just bad. Like certain things was not coming. I think you had to like draw like a certain shape or certain thing to form like the characters to do like a certain move or something like that. Sometimes it wasn't coming out. Like I didn't personally have the game, but I played that game and I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. It brought it back to like, it felt like a beautiful Joe that's on a times 100, you know what I mean? With all these other characters on there. But I thought it was a cool game.
But yeah. What would you say?
No, I thought Wonderful 101 was a cool game.
Okay. What about Cuphead? From Afterlife Battlefront, and also another question from Afterlife Battlefront. What is your favorite Kingdom Hearts theme?
Oh, favorite Kingdom Hearts theme as far as the music?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, of course, Simple and Clean. Simple and Clean. That is my jam. Matter of fact, Simple and Clean, yes, is my jam. But the title music, for Kingdom Hearts 2, the ding, the ding, the ding, the ding, the ding, the ding, the ding. Then the title music in 2 is different because it adds a little more piano effect where you go that little jingle. Yo, I love that. I can listen to that all day. Like I can have that on repeat all day. But one thing I like what they did with 2.8, they have the remix to Simple and Clean, and it just sounds like 100 times better. Like it's really upbeat, really good music. Like Kingdom Hearts, one of the best soundtracks in gaming, period. I love Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. That's one thing I like about JRPGs or RPGs in general. Like if you have like a good soundtrack that goes with the gameplay, that goes with the actual theme of the game, yo, I'm set. I'm in there. I love that stuff. But yeah, Simple and Clean was good. I do like Sanctuary, but if I was to pick like a main theme, Simple and Clean, Simple and Clean is like, the beginning cutscene of Kingdom Hearts, where you see Sora drop.
I don't play Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, you don't play? All right. But yeah, it's if you ever look it up, it's the beginning scene of Kingdom Hearts where Sora, you see Riku and Kairi, and they all jumping in the water. They're playing the music, Simple and Clean music in 1 and 2. The main theme is called Sanctuary. It's like you and I. I can't sing it what the sanctuary, my sanctuary, my sanctuary. I don't know if you know. You say you don't play Kingdom Hearts, but
I've heard of Kingdom Hearts. I definitely heard of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't play Kingdom Hearts. Because they had a lot of the games on the, the Advance, the DS.
Yeah.
So
just never got around to it.
A lot of the games that was on those platforms was great. Like I love Unchained Memories. Yeah, Unchained Memories Advanced, that was really good. What's it, 365 days over 2 or 58 days over 2? That was a good one. That one started off slow though, but that explains, Roxas more, story more. Roxas is the nobody of Sora, for those Kingdom Hearts guys. But yeah, I love Kingdom Hearts. Theme wise, it's really hard for me to pick, but yeah, Simple and Clean, definitely my favorite. The title music alone.
Mm-hmm.
The title music alone to Kingdom Hearts. Yo, I can listen to that all day, bro. All day. But you said about Cuphead as well?
Yeah, what about Cuphead? Like, do you think it'll sell? Do you think that Xbox gamers will care about it, or?
Honestly, I don't know why Cuphead is taking so long. I heard that they're redoing the game because it's something about it's too hard. But I think they're just making it more into like a fleshed out game where you have platform elements, then you get to a boss fight. From what I'm seeing from IGN last year and all that stuff. But I don't know why is that game taking so long. They might probably be dumbing it down as far as difficulty. But is it going to sell? I think a lot of people is excited for it. Or
I kind of forgotten about that game.
I mean, it looked good, aesthetic wise.
It does. I haven't heard anything about it.
Gameplay wise, as far as how it moves and mechanics, I don't know. I haven't played it, but just from the looks of it, it's definitely a game that I think people is going to look at that game like, oh, that look interesting. Let me buy that. What I think they should do with Cuphead is when it comes out, offer it for games with gold. You know what I mean? For that month. And then see how it goes, how much people's downloading it. And then from there, you probably have it as a games will go deal where it's like, $15 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see if Microsoft, would do that.
All right. So where can people find you? Where can people follow you on Twitter and YouTube and your website?
Yeah, people can find me on Twitter at J_Bari YT. Just know that on my Twitter is just like strictly gaming. I don't go into the politics and all the other stuff that a lot of people post about. I just keep it gaming. My YouTube channel is JayBari. You can reach me there. That's, I guess you can type it in or something. I don't know, or type in PlayStation Nation or type in the council, and you probably see some type of pop up from my channel. On the website that we have from the council is called whatsupplaystation.com. We're a PlayStation website, PlayStation content, all day, every day. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what it is, man. We're, PlayStation enthusiasts out here, man.
So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this interview. Thank you, Afterlife, for Mr. Official VG.
Oh, let me check it. Oh, yeah, I see Afterlife.
Afterlife Battlefront. Thank you guys for watching this interview. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Levon Kaysen, and also JayBari's channel. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel and JayBari's channel. See you guys later. Peace.
Doses.